Hey gamers, welcome to another DSP video. Now I thought finally I can watch the podcast where DSP talks about Biden, talks about how he's coping for where he is in the grand scheme of life and all that kind of shit. But no, of course not. DSP just had to go out on another fucking rant about some bullshit, and we're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch this bullshit, and I'm gonna react to it. Okay, so let's get going. Here we go.
Bro, hate army.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out to fucking hate, man.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for hate.
Shout out to hate.
Shout out for
Shout
hate.
out for hate.
All right.
So, I was made aware
By
of
the way,
situation.
I love that this is DSP Greenlight's RTU's daughter. Your kids are fair game. A wild title. Because I watched this rant right after I did that video. You saw a little teaser for this pretty much, and I was like, man, I don't know where this is gonna go. Then I watched it, and I was like, did he say it's okay to troll his kids? And I'm like, I rewatched this like yesterday, and I still don't remember very well. It's like, man, he really went off, and there's a lot of stuff to talk about, because at the end of the day, everyone should just listen to this and replace RTU with DSP and just see how different their reaction would be if someone said this about DSP or whatever, correct? All right, here we go.
Situation that I am
That's
not
like
happy
the
with
too
in
long
any
don't
way, shape,
watch
or form. And
version.
You guys know me. I'm not one for drama. I try to stay out of
Wait, hold
drama.
up.
So,
Yeah, at the beginning of this.
I was made aware of a situation that I am not happy with in any way, shape, or form. And
I love that he's not happy. This is dealing with like June the King's documentary and shit. Like Rich's documentary. Why is DSP upset? Like, this is like not even related to him. He's related adjacently to it. Like it's so stupid. It's so dumb. And I kind of want to find the context to some degree, because he brings up that like Rich mentions that he knew that DSP was gonna react to it or whatever the fuck, which like it means kind of nothing. And I'll get to that when we get there.
and you guys know me. I'm not one for drama. I try to stay out of drama. I want nothing to do with drama.
Now,
All right.
okay. Now get this, right? Get this. He made a big deal in that one fucking video I watched where he was like, yeah, guys, you noticed that this year... Wait, was it my video or was it like... I was watching a Meerkat stream. Whatever. He said in a podcast this year, like last week or whatever the fuck, where he was like, yeah, I didn't do a drama anymore. It's so cool, man. Or whatever. And this guy is in this video admitting that he's getting involved in drama. So I guess that brag is nothing. Like everything else in this dude's life, he brags way too prematurely. Like, man, this dude just brags before he can count his chickens, pretty much.
All right. But as you know, upcoming during this summer, there's going to be a series of documentaries released by June the King.
Two.
Okay. One
Two
of them
documentaries
is about me. And I'm going to live react to that one. But there's also one about...
Only part of it, though. I hate that this fucker is just saying, I'm gonna react to it. But he's hiding the fact that he's gonna react to, like, the beginning of it. He doesn't watch the later stuff because he has nothing to add to it. Now, I kind of don't think June the King's documentary is gonna go that hard on DSP, because for some reason... I don't know what it is. It's really like people like talk to DSP as if he's like a special needs kid. Like, he is really stupid, but he doesn't like it's one thing if like, let's say he puts in his Twitter bio or whatever the fuck that he's autistic. Like, I've seen that on some people's Twitter bios, and I'm more inclined to believe just that because whatever. I don't know them that well, so it's like, well, why would they lie about that? Whatever. But this dude portrays himself as a normal, smart guy, pretty much. So, why do people talk to him like he's autistic? Or he's special needs? Like, there's no reason, especially the fact that this dude says he's smarter than everyone else, pretty much. There's no need to give him any special treatment if he thinks that he's like normal and wants to be treated normally. So treat him normally. But for some reason, June the King Wings, Rich, all these people talk to him like he's like a child that just doesn't know what they're saying or whatever. Now, true, I don't think he knows what words mean, but again, this dude literally wants you to treat him normally. Come on now, dog.
About Review Tech USA coming up. And that one's supposed to come out before mine in early August.
But let's say that June the King, I was going to get to the point of saying, let's say June the King says when he gets the WWE Champions that it's him. It's Philip. Guys, he's definitely wasting money or whatever the fuck. Or it's anything like that. DSP will not just, like, the other aspect, I said this before, that he could gain from watching the documentary is that maybe he could understand why people are like making these associations, but he doesn't want to humor them because he thinks it's gonna validate them. But if you understand why they're saying it's you, maybe you can say, well, look, this thing doesn't work that way because I think a lot of iPhone mobile games give you the option of either creating your own username or using your Apple Game Center ID. I think some of them give you the option. Correct? Now, he could easily just say, oh, I don't use this, I use that. Now, the reason why the Line app has my number registered is because I use it to contact family or whatever the fuck. I'm kind of giving him many outs of it. But the fact that he doesn't even want to, look at why people think it's him, and honestly, he's not gonna look at it fairly. He's gonna say oh, so they think that my Discord bro, they could just use the same image, man. Even though the Discord image has data in it that matches, I think, his Twitter profile. It was something weird like that, where it's there's no way that someone just cropped it because there's more information in the photo or whatever the fuck. But it's regardless, the fact he doesn't even want to know the evidence to at least understand it, it says that he just doesn't want to know because he just wants to keep playing like a dumbass, which he is, so, whatever. Okay.
August, okay?
Okay.
And so, I announced, yes, I will do a long-form react to that one. Now, you might say, well, why are you going to do that? Well, there's two reasons. Number one, because I haven't done a long-form react in over a year, so it's good to have different kinds of content. And number two, because Rich from Review Tech USA has been a heinous person towards me for the...
A heinous person. This is the heinous actions of Rich that Rich has done to Phil. He raided him with a lot of viewers that became whales for DSP, so he gave him a lot more support. He watched a Secret Limited video, so he was like, oh, dude, it's WWE Champions time. So I guess that's heinous, I guess. And, oh, yeah, he has the picture of DSP fapping, but DSP also says it's okay to make fun of that. But I guess, I guess it's okay when other people do it. When Rich specifically does it, that's bad. Because we for some reason don't like it when Rich does anything that anyone else can do. I know a lot of people dog on Rich, and Rich is a bitch and all the other all this other shit. I get that. So don't take this the wrong way in this video. But this is an example of what makes me hate DSP a lot. In the sense that he wants people to give him all these courtesies. Oh, don't be negative to me. Oh, don't do this. Don't involve my family. This and that. And I'm watching this video, and it's he's not giving Rich the same courtesy. And you can say, well, because Rich harmed him. What did Rich do? That no one else has done. Honestly, everyone else has dogged on DSP and has done worse things to him. Rich has done nothing no different than anyone else has made a video about him. DSP acts as if Rich was guys, let's watch Philip, it's gonna be hilarious. And it's he didn't even do that. He didn't do shit like that. He didn't do any nonsense like that to him. And DSP is calling him heinous. And it's like, dude, Rich has done as much fucked up shit as like anyone else has made a video about you. And you're not gonna give him any courtesy of anything. Like, it just doesn't add up. It's not proportionate to what Rich has done to him. It's not a proportional response.
For the greater part of over a decade. All right? I literally have nothing to do with this man.
And then he says over a decade. Okay, what has Rich done in a decade? He posted pictures of his nipples. Oh no, guys. He posted pictures of his nipples to Phil. That is the same as, like, doing really fucked up shit to Phil. Like, and again, this dude sits there and says, I get death threats, I got swatted, and I get all kinds of fucked up shit I don't even tell you about. But apparently, Rich magically has done heinous actions to him. Like, it just doesn't add up. Like, the little I know about the Rich and JKB situation, I think, like, that is more, like, there's more stuff there that has heinous actions than what Rich has done to Phil. But whatever, you know, I'm not that current. I know there was, like, some Dropbox stuff, but I don't... The thing I'm not sure about the Dropbox stuff is because technically it could have been hacked and people could have uploaded photos there, whatever the fuck. Like, that's why I'm whatever on. Whatever. You know, that's as much as I know. I know there were photos there that was like, what the fuck, Rich? But, you know, that's as much as I know, and I don't think I want to know more than that. Well, let's go. We're not doing a video on Rich. You know, we're not gonna do that. This is a Rich about DSP. Look how I know.
At all. I don't watch his content. I don't talk about him. But he literally not.
I don't watch his content, yet he knows that he had pictures of his fat face in his content that made Kat cry. Like, this dude just needs to shut up. And again, this is a try-hard, like, rant he's going on.
Non-stop talks about me. And of course, it's mostly in a negative light. It's always something he has to say to make him feel like he's better than me, right?
Of course. But because DSP never does that. He never acts as if he's better than anyone else. Never in his whole career. If you find a video of him saying that he's better than other people, you're just spinning it, man. You're a liar. This dude has done that too. This dude is so two-faced. Everyone else cannot do the shit he does. Only he can. Rich thinks he's better than Phil. That's fucked up. But DSP thinks he's better than Rich, and that's okay. Like, God forbid, if you think you're better than Phil, God forbid you feel that way, apparently. Like, there is always people that are gonna feel superior to you or better than you. There's always gonna be people like that. Now, the degree of taking it personal that you want, that's up to you. Now, sure, you can say it's kind of, it's not cool behavior or whatever. But if you're gonna go out of your way and act as if, like, it's a personal slight, you're gonna look like a little bitch about it. And DSP is that bitch. You know what I mean?
And man, if only Phil had a brain for this or that, and always I'm doing something wrong.
Dude, I love that in the beginning of their interaction, all Rich said was, oh wow, his ad revenue is going down, he really needs help, guys, or whatever the fuck. And this dude goes on and on about how his business isn't doing so well. But it's fucked up for Rich to say that same thing. Like, this again, it's another example of him being oddly petty to Rich. For some reason, he is, like, mega hard on him for really no reason. Now, I'm not trying to say that Rich is, like, a saint or a good person or anything like that. Rich has his own problems. But the thing is, DSP goes, it's just bizarre from him. He gives so many people all these chances, yet Rich, for some reason, he wants Rich not to, like, walk on eggshells when he mentions his name. I don't know why. So many other people have shat on this guy, and he's like, whatever, man. But Rich doesn't. Rich needs to die, okay? Like, that's kind of the attitude. And it's like, why? Why are you being this, like, petty to Rich specifically? And, like, there's nothing that Rich has done that even warranted this pettiness.
Wrong and always rolling with the memes about me and everything. And literally this guy has made...
Everyone else has rolled with memes on DSP, and DSP has said that's fine. He has said that's fine, unless it's about his family and fucking and all that kind of shit. He said he was fine. Rich does it. That's fucked up, apparently. Everyone else can laugh about his fapping, but Rich does it? No way, man. That's fucked up.
Has made a living talking shit about others for the past decade. Keep in mind, this is a guy who used to review tech, which is why his name is
DSP. You used to be the guy that would play games in an isolation booth or whatever the fuck, where you would just play the game. And now you're doing podcasts, reacts, like, you're not DSP gaming anymore. Now, this dude is so paid. He's like, yeah, man, well, I do reacts on DSP Reacts, you know, the React channel. But he never had a React channel before. That was a vlogging channel. Does Rich need to change his channel name from Rich Review Tech USA to, Drama Man Rich Tech or whatever the fuck? Or no, Review Drama USA. That's what he should change it to. Would that be fine? But... like, maybe he just wanted to review tech, then he's like, oh, this is getting boring, I'm gonna do something else. Like, whatever. But no one else is allowed to expand their content. Only Phil is, yet again. Only Phil is allowed to change his content. No one else can.
Name is Review Tech USA, but he doesn't do that anymore because basically no one cared about him doing that. But he only got views and clicks.
How does he know? Now, later on, he's going to say that he wants to watch the documentary because he wants to know about him and where he came from and all this stuff. Yet, this dude is saying no one cared about him reviewing tech. So you know why he changed then, correct? Okay.
When he started doing drama content, like he's a TMZ, Gossip Girl style channel on YouTube, right?
Now... again, this dude is mocking drama content when this dude has literally done segments on his podcast discussing internet drama. He talked about Keemstar versus H3H3. He talked about the PewDiePie situation. He talked about the Fine Bro situation. He talked about the Dr. Disrespect situation. These are not drama topics? Oh no, they're meaningful because he was curious about Dr. Disrespect. Oh, he was into the Keemstar versus H3H3 because Keemstar chat on him, and H3H3 said, well, guys, DSP owned, what's his face? Pro Jared in a meaningless, boring way. Wow. But Rich doesn't? Fuck him. He's a little bitch, right? Correct? Like, anyone else can kind of shit on Rich and get away with it, but DSP just can't. He just can't because it's like he goes a little too hard on bullshit that he has really no place to talk.
And I have issue with the guy, and I've called it out over the years, over and over.
He even said that Rich was dead to him. He was dead to him. Now, I don't know if this was part of the podcast that got deleted over the copyright claims he got. I don't think it is. I think it was before the intros, but whatever. I think the clip is out there somewhere. He said literally that Rich is dead to him, and he doesn't want to talk about him or mention him or acknowledge his existence. And since then, magically, DSP decided to acknowledge his existence again. Again, this is like a pattern that DSP has done. This is what children do when they're really upset and angry. They just say these definite statements that mean nothing. Like, when you're a kid and your mom or your dad or whatever says no to you or whatever and makes you mad, you're gonna say shit you don't mean. Like, I hate you, Mom and Dad. I hope I never see you again. I'm never gonna see you again. I'm never gonna eat again. I'm gonna die. and then you end up like eating like an hour later and you love your parents again or whatever because you get over it because you're a kid. That's DSP, but he's 40 years old and he acts like that. Like I will never get over that. The fact that this dude is like 40 something years old and he acts like a literal child. He has the maturity of a child, and it goes with what everyone says that he's a man child. But I would go further to say he's a baby man.
I don't support this kind of content. I think it's incredibly harmful. I don't think it should exist on YouTube to begin with. It certainly shouldn't be monetized. All right.
He should be the platform.
Guess what?
But what has Rich done that's any different from anyone else? And even people that DSP watches. Now, he mentions that he watched Kino Casino. And he said that he watched a clip of them, like, trying to get a squatter to be kicked out on the streets or whatever. Which, you know, you would think, Mr. Oh, don't get involved in other people's lives or whatever, would kind of find that a little problematic. You know, like, shouldn't he be against that kind of content? Oh, but it's funny, and you know, the person is probably poor and homeless, so, and this person wants to live in a house. Kick him out on the streets in a state that I think California made it a crime to be homeless too. So let's get that person out on the street so then they could be arrested, because that's fun, right? Like, no critical thinking. When you see this kind of shit going on, no, man. Because obviously, why should we be empathetic to anyone that's down on their luck? You should be empathetic to him because he has a house, but he's going through some shit, man. Like, Kat got sick, and then she has to go back to work, and then like they want her to make up the hours she missed. I mean, what kind of job does that? And then like you know, like that stuff is really fucked up, guys. You know, come on now, man. He's suffering. He's the king of suffering.
YouTube doesn't care. Toxic behavior continues.
But to be fair, Kino Casino's on Kick, and that's where they watch him, so it's fine. So I guess it's fine. I guess if Kino Casino did that on YouTube, then he'd be against it. I guess, right? Because why have any morals at all that mean anything, right? This dude has no morals. He has no, like, ethics. He doesn't think anything. And he doesn't have any beliefs. Because he's afraid to have them. He's afraid if he goes out on YouTube and say that he believes in socialized healthcare or whatever, that everyone's going to be out to kill him and like, gun for him. Even though, like, anyone can have that belief. And, of course, people are going to disagree with that. But everyone has opinions. Like, okay.
And the thing is, I made it clear over the years, I want nothing to do with this guy.
Right? Then why are you talking about him?
Yeah, he constantly.
No, he wants nothing to do with him. But he wants to watch a documentary about him. Interesting.
Tries to interject himself into my life. He's constantly talking about me. He used to come on my streams and try to derail the entirety of my stream.
Dude. You can't really give Rich that much credit. His posts were literally unfunny bullshit. Like, Rich, super chat $10. It says, gout time. Wow, Rich, cool. Oh, Rich, super chat another $10. It says, mobile game time. Wow, man. Like that kind of shit. Where it's like not funny and it's like too tryhardy, and it's just not even funny. And the Ori does like just a lot of lame jokes because Rich isn't funny. He's kind of like DSP in a lot of ways. I think there was like a joke at some point where they were saying that they were like brothers, and I kind of believe that. What if they were brothers? What if they were related? You know?
Streams. I had to ban him from all of my channels because he would keep coming back.
That's not true. He never banned him. He started to ban him when Rich literally was like saying it was really fucking weird. And I vaguely remember because I think he watched the secret limited video about WWE champions. Then the next day, it was during Multiverses, DSP said that he should apologize, and Rich said no or whatever, and then he banned him. And that's that. And then the stream account showed up in his chat. and DSP didn't know if that was a clone account or if that's actually Rich, so he didn't know what to do. And then by the time he decided to ban it, the guy left, so he couldn't ban the account. And then he banned him eventually because he had to wait until he showed up again to ban him. Like, that's kind of what I remember of the chain of events. So him saying he constantly banned him is kind of a lie, because he just kind of ignored him and chat on him, because Rich was giving him money. He's not gonna not take that away, you know? Like, again, DSP knows the kind of people that do that kind of shit. He keeps them around to siphon their money. Which is why, like, you know, people like mention about Kino Casino and them like trying to give him like an audience or whatever, and all that's gonna do is give more unfunny people a platform to give DSP money, and that's like the only thing. The only thing that I'd hope for this Kino Casino arc is honestly just for them to get him on their show and then they all like shit on him, but they're not gonna do that. They're gonna, because the sneak dissing shit, it means nothing to him because he's just gonna benefit anyway. Like that's what I mean when it's like, when you do that kind of shit, you're gonna either do that long enough to become a fan, or you're gonna like die a troll kind of shit. And they're probably gonna keep doing it for a long period of time because, again, DSP already committed to Kino Casino being razzers and this and that. Like, think back to when he was on the Quartering, and then the next day the Quartering was making fun of him for foreclosing on his condo or whatever the fuck, and made fun of his bankruptcy and all this other shit. And DSP still loved the Quartering after that. But if Rich did that, that's fucked up, and Rich needs help. He needs to get psychotic help or whatever the fuck. But he already committed that the Quartering is giving him a hard time and just joking and teasing him. And that's what he's kind of approaching Kino Casino. So they got the immunity to just kind of make fun of his gout, make fun of his gameplay. They could even do fap jokes, and DSP would laugh. He would laugh. And to Kino Casino, that might be funny to them because it's kind of like, this guy doesn't understand it, but at the same time, when they're doing that, they're giving DSP money, and DSP is going to be the one that's truly winning because he's getting money. And that's probably the worst case scenario, because DSP is truly enjoyable and truly the saltiest when he doesn't make money. So these people who are giving him money are just going to make him like just obnoxious. It's not even like, oh, he'll be boring. It's just he'll be obnoxious, and he'll be like a children's entertainer after that. So that's what we're gonna possibly see. The only flip side is that he's gonna get a bigger ego, but he's getting that anyway from his chat anyway. But whatever. That's my little 2 cents on that. So whatever. We'll see what happens, I guess.
I had to ban him from Twitter because he kept quoting me on Twitter, and then all of his idiotic viewers would start repeat quoting him and tweeting him, and I would get my entire feed filled with bullshit. This guy is the most—
This dude can mute conversations and mute people, but he blocks them, and then still talks about them. But he unblocked him anyway. He would block him, unblock him, block him, unblock him, block him, unblock him, nonstop. DSP is that guy that will block you, then unblock you. Which is like really stupid, because if you actually like want to block someone, just block them and then just don't think about them. When you unblock them, you're just kind of like making yourself look stupid. That's why, like, when I use Twitter, if I block someone, I don't unblock them. There's only for very specific situations where it's like, okay, you know, I should unblock this person because whatever. But 99% of the time, if I block it, you're blocked. Because it's like my feed. If I don't want to see you on my feed, that's what's going to happen to you, man. But if you're a cool guy and all that kind of stuff, you know, it is what it is, you know. But I only block people I don't block. Lately, okay, you know what? This is a little Twitter tangent. I don't know what the fuck it is. So I would post anything, like, oh, Jakku is my main, cool character or whatever. And then, like, I would get a reply of ugly art, by the way, of Guilty Gear characters like Jakku or Elfelt, whatever, that are naked, and then, like, they have, like, Nazi references, white supremacy references, and all this weird shit. I don't know why. It just suddenly started to happen, and I don't know why. Now it's seeping into, like, other stuff I'm into now. Like, just anime, I guess, as well. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm getting these like fucking bot tweets to reply to me. I don't know what happened. I don't know. I don't know. And it's so annoying. I have to hide the reply, and then it also blocks them. But it's like, what happened? I've never gotten this before, and now suddenly it's like an influx of it. And before, it used to be DMs. I had to turn off my Twitter DMs because of it. Literally, I would just be minding my business. Then I would get a DM. I would go in and says, there's a lot of racist bullshit. And it's like, why am I getting DMs of this? I had to turn off DMs. Now DMs are only for like mutuals. And now I'm getting replies of this. This never happened before. And you know, it happened when Elon bought it. So, you know, yet again, another strike against the Elon purchase. Everyone was saying how nothing would change. Well, it did change, and it changed for the worse. I don't know why. It is like, part of me is like a little like, why? Why am I getting these replies? I'm not even like it's just like, why am I getting these replies? Why am I getting these replies? Why? What happened? Bullshit. But whatever. That's the replies I see, and that's what gets blocked too. So that's like, now currently when I use Twitter, that's all I'm blocking now, is just those replies. Now, I don't think they're actual people. I think they're just bots. I think these are just bots that someone sets up to, like, target certain people, I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like, it's just fucking weird. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Whatever.
He's the most immature dude. He would take dumb memes and shit, and I have to see them.
So that's what I have to go through and block. DSP, what he went through to block was, Rich's nipples and just people saying this lame shit, I guess.
My timeline, like, I don't want to see your nonsense. I just want to fucking run my business. Leave me the fuck alone. And the thing is, I've told him time and time again, over and over and over about this. Said, I want nothing to do with you. I've tried to be civil with the guy. About a year and a half ago.
No, look at this. Let's
Yeah.
listen to this.
Over and over and over about this. Said, I want nothing to do with you. I've tried to be civil with the guy.
This dude is such a piece of shit. He will literally pretend to be civil so he could brag about it. This dude gets off on that. He blocks someone and he unblocks them because they think that to be the nice guy, which is like, again, that's not what nice people do. They don't do that kind of shit for them to get off to you being grateful to them. Like, I guarantee you, this dude unblocked Rich thinking that Rich is gonna be grateful to him because he loves people begging him to unban them for YouTube or whatever, right?
About a year and a half ago, you know, one of his kids was sick.
Now, get a load of this. Listen to this. I knew this was gonna come up. I think I said it when he brought it up. This dude only fucking cared about Rich and wanted to be nice to him because his kid was in the hospital. This guy did not give a fuck before or at all. The kid had to go to the hospital for DSP to decide to give him a second chance and to be mocked on side scrollers for that to happen. He didn't feel like doing it himself. Every time he has given Rich another chance was always a thing for him to benefit on. And it's like, that's not a nice thing to do. That's not nice behavior. That is like entitled behavior, or like a I don't know the word for it. It's just fake. It's just being fake. Being a fake fuck.
And I actually reached out with an olive branch to the guy. And I said, listen.
Because again, if he was being genuinely nice to Rich about his kid being in the hospital or whatever, and Rich the kid well, he shouldn't care how Rich reacts afterwards. Because at the end of the day, what's more important? His kid being in the hospital, or Rich saying, wow, Phil has gout? Like, dude, come on.
All beef.
Like, what does DSP care more about? The well-being of Rich's kid, or how Rich treats him after wishing him well? Well, guess what? He cared more about how Rich would treat him than his actual kid being in the hospital.
Beef between us, you know, aside, I'm really sorry to hear that when your family member.
Now, get this, right? He said beef aside. to wish him the best. Then Rich after that says, wow, Phil has gout or whatever the fuck. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Member there is sick, and I wish the best. I really hope that things go better. And he said to me at that point, "Oh, that was so nice of you. Would you like to come on my show and
that's not what happened. This
talk
is
with me and my?"
This is a complete lie. This is a complete lie. When that happened, DSP reached out to Rich
editor, yes,
and asked Rich if he wanted to go on his stream to talk to him. And Rich said, "Nah, I'm busy." But now apparently it was the other way around. I don't believe that.
Yes, because this was before, I guess, he had the breakup with his editor or whatever.
I guess. I mean, come on.
And I was like, I don't even know why he spun it that way. I was like, I don't know,
What? I don't know why he spun it like that. You wished him well, and then, I mean, if you go with his story, which isn't true, it was the other way around. But man, I hate this guy because DSP literally reached out to him, and Rich said, "No, I'm busy." That's what happened. And now he's saying it was the other way around. He's like, he's confused why he spun it that way. But DSP, you're the one that reached out to him. Shut up.
And then later that day, he goes on Twitter and talks shit about me. Later that day, he goes on Twitter and actually said nasty things about me.
Again, Rich probably thought making fun of your gout was just teasing you because, it's like a nonsense disease that, like, it sucks, but, you can tolerate it because it only seems to get bad if you instigate it. This dude, like, says how he eats healthier now, so it doesn't give him his gout flare-ups anymore. So, like, it's controllable. He's acting as if, like, he's paralyzed, and Rich is making fun of him being paralyzed. It's like, dude, you have an ailment that is, like, the most controllable ailment that you could have. And this dude is, like, acting as if, like, making fun of your gout is the same as what I said before, of making fun of someone being paralyzed. Like, I mean, one is, like, it's fucked up because they can't, like, walk again. And the other is, like, well, you just need to stop eating red meat. Whatever.
The day when I wished him well that his daughter would get better, he actually went and talked shit about me the same day. And then I went back to him, I said,
And again, if you mean well for his daughter, it shouldn't matter what Rich said after that. If you're such a nice guy, Phil, you shouldn't care. You should just wish them well and be on your way. You should not have these conditions about anything. Oh, I talk nice to you, so you can be mean to me. Like, what kind of attitude is that? That is extremely childish, and it just makes you look like an asshole. I would never, or at least I hope I didn't do this in the past. I wouldn't, like, hold kindness over someone to dangle over their head. The fact that this guy is using his daughter to hold over Rich's head makes him look like an asshole. You shouldn't be holding their kid's well-being over his head and be like, I wish your daughter well, Rich, and now you're treating me like this? Wow, man. Like, yeah, sure, you could say objectively or whatever the fuck that it's fucked up that Rich did that, but at the same time, it's like, do you care about his daughter? If you did, then that shouldn't matter. Because, again, one is a meaningless joke that you could just kind of ignore, and the other one is in the hospital. Like, what do you think is more important to you, Phil? Is it more important for his daughter to get well, or is it more important that Rich doesn't make fun of your gout? Like, come on. And again, if DSP's such a big guy and such a nice guy, he shouldn't be dangling this over his head like this. Like, this makes him look very, very fucking childish.
Just so you know, usually the traditional way you respond to someone being nice to you and extending an olive branch is not to immediately
Again, he's only being nice in hopes that the person is being nice will be nice back to him as a condition. Like, that's not how being nice works, DSP. You don't be nice to people in hopes of being rewarded with niceness. You should be nice to people because you want to be nice to people. The fact that this dude only wanted to be nice to Rich so that Rich would stop making fun of him really says all you need to know about DSP as a person. As a person, that should say something. The fact that he only wanted to be nice to Rich so that Rich would be nice to him.
Go and attacked him on Twitter, so goodbye, and I blocked him again, and that was it. And that's really the last time I talked to the guy. Okay? Anyway, the reason I'm bringing this up is because, as I said, I am going to react to Rich's documentary. I don't follow this guy, but now I'm intrigued about his history. Where did he come from?
No, I love that he's intrigued where he came from, and he's like intrigued. I'm pretty sure if you look far back enough, this dude would call you insane for having these kind of thoughts. Oh man, the green DSP is a pretty funny face.
How did he get into drama content on YouTube? Why did he go down this toilet? And what is all the controversy around him these days? I don't know any of it. I literally don't follow it. Again, he is up to his eyeballs in shit about me constantly. This is his content.
Dude, everyone has content about you. Everyone can talk about you. How come everyone else can and you're not this intrigued by them? And this dude goes on saying how he doesn't care about who talked shit about him. But now he cares about Rich who's talking shit about him? Okay.
To talk shit about me. But I don't know anything about him. So I think it would be fascinating, right, to actually watch this documentary, long form react to it, and learn about someone who has literally done drama content about me for 10 years in an educational way and respond to it, and learn about someone who has literally done drama content about me for 10 years in an educational way and respond very matter-of-factly to it. I think people are going to love this react because obviously I am in a prime position to react to this documentary about this man who has talked shit about me for over a decade, right? So,
again, DSP never takes the high road. He will take it for a little bit, then he'll go back to the low road immediately.
That being said, that's it. That's where I've left it, right? I haven't really talked about this at all. I just said I'm going to react to this guy's documentary. So, as usual, I know that he always talks shit about me or whatever. So, someone actually contacted me and said, just so you know, not only is he constantly talking shit about you, now he's gotten wind to talk shit about me or whatever. So, someone actually contacted me and said, just so you know.
Again, how does he know that this dude is being serious? What if this dude is like trolling him?
Not only is he constantly talking shit about you, now he's gotten wind that you want to react to June the King's documentary about him. And because of that, he came out publicly on stream the other day, and he actually has threatened and attacked June the King. And I was like... And because of that...
So because Rich knew DSP was going to react to it, he threatened June the King. This is like the most adjacent shit because the way he like later on when he describes what actually happened, it doesn't seem like DSP was the main reason why Rich made this threat. By the way, just get a load of this.
He came out publicly on stream the other day, and he actually has threatened and attacked June the King. And I was like, what?
Threatened and attacked? He attacked June? What did he do? Did he show up to his house? What?
Like, I thought, nah, this sounds like bullshit. This sounds like someone's going to send me a video of stuff that's out of context because they're trying to stir up drama.
Oh, and get this, right?
So I watched the video. Now, first of all, for clarification, no, it wasn't the raw video.
This dude is a piece of shit. This guy sucks. If you watched like a Tevin video or my video, for example, about DSP drama, oh, it's out of context. It's not, it's like they only focus on the portion of the stream that show this or whatever. But DSP says, I watched the video. Oh, you watched the stream? No, he watched not the raw stream. He watched another version of the video of the stream through Kino Casino. And the thing that's like funny about this, I think Kino Casino also dislikes Rich a lot. So he's already watching a channel that already has a bias against Rich. So shouldn't DSP be like a little wary of watching that kind of content? Of course not, because fuck Rich, right? Correct? This dude is so fucking fake. Again, it's the pettiness towards Rich that he has. For some reason, it's fair game to treat Rich like shit, but if someone does something similar to Rich, well, it might be okay for them to do it, just not Rich, okay? For some reason, Rich just gets this added layer of bullshit.
But it was pretty much like an hour of unedited Rich being watched by two other guys. I guess it's those guys, Kino Casino or whatever. I've never seen them before. I know nothing about them. You guys have mentioned them in my chat before, so I didn't know anything about this. So it's like they're commenting on what he's saying and everything.
Again, this is content DSP said was fraudulent and not good and toxic toilet juice. And now he's watching it and saying it's okay. So I better not hear in a future rant of him shitting on someone for watching detractor content. Like, this is the that instance in the Inside Scrollers all over again, where literally they called him out on this nonsense. And he's like, Jude researches and he's like, he knows what he's talking about, but Phil, June dislikes Keem, so wouldn't that be? No, man, he's a documentarian and he knows what he's doing, man. So like, you know, it's all bullshit. It's all, when it happens to me, it's fucked up, and it happens to you, good for you. Like, it's that kind of fucked up bullshit.
And I'm just trying to like get the gist of what's going on. Okay, so I start to watch this video. I watched it last night. Okay, and literally what Rich is doing, first of all, Rich apparently has had a huge breakdown, which I didn't know. I guess he doesn't really make content.
That's such bullshit. He literally responded to, like, people talk to him about it. Like, I wish everyone to be happy. I don't want to, look, man, Rich is going through a tough time. Yeah, I don't want to make it. I'm not going to, like, revel in it, man. He knows what happened. He knows the bullshit. And this guy is like, I don't know, man. This dude is so fake. He really just... he knows what he's doing is fucked up, but he wants to maintain the image of, like, he's a nice guy. DSP, you're not a nice guy. You're not. Like, you're not the worst person on the planet, but you're not a nice guy. Like, stop pretending.
Content anymore, and when he does, it's rare, and when he does, no one watches it. Like, his channels are falling apart. He's got, like, no views.
Now, again, Rich did this, and DSP said he doesn't know anything. And now DSP is doing this with even less information. At least Rich had the effort to go to Social Blade, which is far more than what DSP does. He's just honestly, he is just saying that no one cares about the review tech stuff because he's doing drama stuff, and therefore the reviewing tech videos don't do so well. How does he know that? What if they do equivalent? But this guy is just going off of his own bias, of his own understanding of how YouTube works or whatever the fuck. This guy is such a piece of shit. Like, honestly, I did not think this segment was going to get me to talk a lot about DSP in this kind of way. And yet, here we are, 6 minutes in, and I'm just going on rants. And we're like 45 minutes in. Like, I don't know how he does it. This guy just... Honestly, you watch him long enough, you're just gonna go crazy and just know that this guy is full of shit. And it's so pathetic that this guy is so transparent, but it just tricks people who just watch him. Like, 5 years from now, the people who watch him now, they may see that this dude is fake. If they care to remember enough. Like, that's the problem. If you remember enough about this guy, you're gonna just know this guy is the fakest fucker on the planet.
views. He's deleting videos en masse. He's losing subscribers. I know nothing about any of this. I'm not involved.
I don't know.
in it.
I don't know anything. I'm just listing stuff that happened, but I don't know. Okay.
I don't know anything about it.
Like apparently this DSP guy, he like fapped on stream. He got swatted. He's deleting videos when he got a few copyright strikes. Apparently he yelled at a few viewers over the years, but I don't know anything about this guy. I don't know. Apparently, like, you know, I was gonna try to like mention something about his mods, but I don't care enough anymore. Let's keep going.
Nor do I revel in it. Like I told you guys, I wish these people the best. I feel like if these people were having good lives, it would leave everyone else around them alone and wouldn't be drama queens trying to bring other people down. But the problem is they don't have good lives. So things fall apart and, you know, then all this shit happens. So I wasn't aware of any of this. Well, apparently this is all going on. You know, the Kino Casino guys were talking
Again,
about.
assuming if you're doing drama content, your life must be bad. Like, shut up, man. Just shut up. Go drink some bleach and some paint thinner or whatever the fuck.
In the video. And basically, he's on stream, and you can see, if you look at his eyes, he is wasted. Now, I don't know if he's high.
Oh my god, I don't know if he's high. Dude, everyone knows Rich is high. He knows he's high. What else would he be? What other drug is legal that can get you in a different state of mind aside from alcohol? Marijuana. But this dude, you know, a lot of people like dog on Rich for being high and all this stuff, but I'm kind of glad he's getting high all the time, because it just means we're gonna see more of a marijuana panic from DSP when he talks about Rich, because DSP is very fucking specific about weed. I just don't know why. Weed is like the most like nothing drug to get upset about. Like it really is like a nothing drug. Like if weed is enough to get you like angry, I don't know what to tell you. Like alcohol has done more damage. Just the fact that if you drink and drive, there's a chance you may kill someone than weed has ever done. Like, come on, man. Come on now, dog.
He's drunk. I don't think he was drunk because he wasn't slurring his words or whatever. But this dude was like toasted, right?
Toasted.
You can tell he was on something. And
okay, cop.
Basically, they start playing.
This dude talks like a cop about this. It's like I don't know why. Like listening to this, like it just gets to me sometimes, because it's like, I don't know if he's high, but he's toasted, man. This is like when a cop says when they find a suspect, like this guy, like he might be toasted, he might be on stuff, man. We gotta bring him in. We gotta find out what drug he's on, man. What he has, heroin. We gotta get him.
The part where he's talking about this upcoming documentary, and he goes like, June the King, he's making this documentary about me, and
I like that he's mocking Rich for saying this, by the way.
I don't understand, because he didn't contact me.
Guess one of the few things that DSP just gets mad at about trolls. They don't contact him. Before you watch Down the Rabbit Hole, you know what he said about it? Well, it's not a real documentary because he didn't reach out to me, man. He didn't reach out to me. But now Rich is upset that June didn't reach out to him. Like, think about it. June reaches out to DSP to talk about his documentary, but he didn't reach out to Rich to talk about his documentary. So, how come it's unreasonable for Rich to be a little annoyed that June didn't reach out to him? But, you know, at the same time, I recall DSP said about the June the King documentary that June did not want to reach out to Phil. You know what? That is, I just remembered that. I thought I'd pull a DSP and say that's a good point about myself. But that is like a good thing to remember. He said that June didn't want to reach out to Phil and have Phil help him out with the documentary. But now we're getting these little tidbits where June reached out to Phil to ask about the PC and all this shit. But I thought June didn't want to reach out to Phil. But now he's reaching out to Phil, but he doesn't want to reach out to Rich? Like, how come like June did that? Does June do that with all his documentaries? Is DSP the only documentary where he reached out to the guy he's talking about? How come? I wonder.
He didn't contact me to ask me anything in the midst of making this documentary, right? So now here's the funny part about it. I've said for many, many years, many documentaries have been made about me, and no one ever contacted me.
And you've been mad about it. And this is the thing. This is the fucking thing. DSP demands everyone to be empathetic to him, to sympathize with him, to feel for him. But he doesn't feel this for Rich. He doesn't even want to say, Rich has a point, man. It's kind of fucked up that June didn't reach out to him. But he's not going to say that. Because this dude is fake as fuck. He's like, well, no one reached out to me, so everyone should be okay with it. But DSP, you weren't okay with it. And if it's not okay if they do it to you, then why is it okay for Rich? This dude, it has no morals. He says he has all these morals, but he fucking doesn't. He fucking doesn't. Because if he had these morals, he should agree that Rich should have had some kind of contact with June the King. If he had any beliefs. But no, he doesn't, because fuck Rich, right? Am I right? Like, again, I know Rich is like a piece of shit and all this other stuff. The point of this shouldn't be, well, I'm defending Rich. That's not the point. The more, every time this fucker talks about Rich, it's literally a key example of him being a hypocrite. Again, replace Rich in this and let's say it's Jimmy Greenlight, DSP's wife. Your wife is fair game. Guess how DSP would react to that? You think he's gonna sit there and say, hey man, it is what it is? Fuck no. But again, since it's Rich, it's so easy for him to just shit on him. Again, you can't be taken seriously if you have no fucking beliefs, if you have nothing at all to stand on. And this dude is super unfair to Rich. Super unfair. And again, everyone who has dogged on Rich, I have not seen them be bullshit about anything. They're just as hard on Rich as they are on DSP. Because guess what? They're both pieces of shit. But at least be honest with how you feel about the things you're talking about. This dude is so fake and he doesn't believe in anything. He doesn't feel for anyone. He doesn't give anyone courtesy that he wants. Everyone needs to be nice to him, but he doesn't have to be nice to you in return. If he's nice to you, you better be nice to him. That's the deal. But who would be nice if you're only nice in a transactional way? Being nice transactionally isn't nice.
For any kind of information about one of them until June the King. He was literally the first person to ever ask me for my take on a few different things that he was researching.
So why doesn't June reach out to Rich? Why are you the special little guy to get her contact? And again, this dude said June did not want to talk to him. And now June's talking to him. Okay.
And he couldn't get a clear picture, so he wanted to get my take. And for the record, with the things that June asked me about, sometimes he would be like, okay, so your answer actually corroborates the information I found. And then other times he'd be very honest and be like, Phil, what you told me doesn't seem to be corroborated by evidence on the internet. So it's going to be presented as that you said this, but here's what I found.
So many people have done this to him, and he has shat on them for doing that. And now he's saying it's okay that June did that. But this is like a nothing statement anyway. Like, yeah, of course. And corroborate is like such a... Like, you don't need to talk like this, DSP.
I said, you can do whatever you want. Go for it. Make it the most honest documentary ever. If I'm wrong or if I'm misremembering, it should be presented that way.
So, I got a question, right? If he was misremembering or whatever the fuck, correct? and the people that and the stuff that June found, like, is that, then shouldn't these be like, oh, I, if that's how it happened, that does suck, or whatever. No, he just doubles down on, I don't remember, man. Like this is shit you do when you're in court, so you don't get a harsher sentence, or whatever the fuck. Like they always tell you, if you're in court, just say I don't remember. This dude is so lame.
right? So I appreciated that, but I get the feeling it's not going to make me look good. It's just not. It's not going to make me look good whatsoever because there's probably going to be things
Honestly, like, this is a red flag to me. The fact that he's saying he doesn't think it's gonna make him look good, to me, tells me it's probably gonna be, like, critical enough, but not to be, like, okay, but not critical to the point where it matters. You know? It's just gonna be lukewarm. Lukewarm at best, I guess? I don't know, whatever.
I misremember heinous things I've done in the past, which I've already fessed up to. But you know, that's life.
If you don't remember the stuff that you did in the past, how do you fess up to them, dumbass? Oh my god, dude. This dude. Listen to this.
Like, it's not going to make me look good. It's just not. It's not going to make me look good whatsoever because there's probably going to be things I misremember, heinous things I've done in the past, which I've already fessed up to. But you know, that's life. You do things.
Whatever.
It's like we all have our time in the firing.
That's life. Oh my god, dude. Does he just go through life and he's like, oh, I did something shitty. Well, that's life, man. I'm just a shitty person, but I'm a nice guy. Do you, like, not want to try to be a nice guy? And then, like, get a load of this.
Firing line, right?
Firing
we all did
line.
heinous things, and we're all in the public light. We're all going to have that negative light shined on us at some point, and you got to face the music for what you've done.
This dude thinks that, like, this, like, June the King documentary is, like, punishment or something, and once it comes out and once people watch it, he can finally move on, which is super childish. Because that's not how life works, dumbass. Some people, I mean, because people are gonna still remember, they're not gonna forgive you. But you still do fucked up shit anyway. You're a piece of fucking shit, man. You're like the most annoying person. Like, that's like the worst part of it. He's just annoying. He's annoyingly dense. He's so dense that you think this dude, like, has no brain. He is just like, that's why he's like a child. He has no, like, critical thinking skills, like, at all. The only critical thinking he has is when he wants to get money from you, and the kind of people he wants to weed out of his community. You know, the people who ask questions. Get them out. We don't want people to think a little bit more than what I want them to. And then you have, like, his chat that he has right now, where it's full of, like, LARPers and yes men. Which is, like, the worst kind of shit you could have, honestly.
Correct?
Correct?
So it is what it is. So Rich apparently is so upset.
Again, this is shit DSP was upset about, and he's not even going to say, I understand where Rich is coming from. Because maybe that people should reach out to him to get the truth. No, he's not gonna do that, because why would he treat Rich with any kind of fairness with how he would want to be treated? Or anything like that? Why listen to what Rich had to say and say, huh, Rich has a point. He should have reached out to him. No, why would DSP think that? It's only important if people reach out to him, not to anyone else, apparently.
Right? Because June is making a documentary about him, but June didn't contact him to ask him specifically about certain topics, right? So as he's saying this, he's like, well, I was going to have you know that if he has something about a certain, I don't even know what he's talking about.
Oh my
he's
God.
mentioning like specific drama situations that I am not into. I don't know.
See, he's already scared about talking about the Dropbox, because the Dropbox has a lot of, like, scary photos in it. But if anything, I would say that's more grounds that June should have reached out to Rich, because what was in the Dropbox is very, like, from what I remember, because I think it was like child shit. I thought it was his family, like his kids and all that shit. But I think it was more than that. I don't know. This was like back in like what, July, early July, June. I don't remember. And it's like, yeah, these are like things that I kind of think Rich has a point of like he should reach out to him, because like at the same time, like June should reach out to him to get more information about the Dropbox, and then like maybe he could get some like evidence that maybe it was hacked, maybe like this or that, whatever. But no, June isn't doing that, so it's gonna be somewhat one-sided. I mean, again, like this is stuff DSP wished that people did for him, but why would he be fair, right? Correct. Sound good?
I don't know what he's talking about at all. I think he mentioned something about like a Dropbox or Discord or something. You know what I mean? Like just random things he's referencing. The layperson has no clue what he's talking about. Like what? I don't know. I'm not in on this shit, right? But basically, he's referencing specific things, right? And then he goes, well, if he mentions any of those, I'm just gonna have you know. Just listen to this. I'm not like Phil. I don't have a fake family.
Wait. Oh, I don't have the Curb Your Enthusiasm here. Oops.
Ah, yes.
This dude does have a fake family. Now, I know people who do consider themselves to have a family if they have a partner and a cat, whatever. Like, and that's fine. I don't give a fuck. I mean, if they want to consider that a family, more power to them. But I would not give that courtesy to DSP, because DSP is a piece of shit anyway, and he doesn't deserve any goodwill or anything at all. This dude is super unfair to anyone, because for a fucking fact, let's say DSP had a kid, he would say the same shit. These people, they probably have fake families, man. They probably think, oh, we have a dog, and we have a family. Yeah, right, man. But this dude, like, if someone says they have a fake family, why let it upset you? If you consider yourself to have a family, like, just move on with your life, man.
Okay? I'm not like Phil. I don't have a fake family. You know what? I took that personally. Yes,
and then he laughs. So it kind of takes the seriousness out. Like, you think, I do, personally. Like, yeah, when I'm being serious about something, I'm like mad about something, I definitely laugh after it.
That's the me. I took that personally because I do have a real family. I have parents. I have a wife.
Yeah, but you don't talk. You talk to them once a week, and you sound annoyed about talking to them once a week. Your wife. Well, I mean, I guess he has a point there, but I mean, okay. But it gets worse. I mean, because again, it's just the semantics of what a family is, and a lot of people have different answers to this, and like whatever. But it's semantics at this point. If you feel like you have a family and someone else thinks that you don't have a real family, then why should you care what they think? If you're happy, right? DSP tells us every day he's happy with his life. He has a family, man. And all this stuff. But yet, a random guy on the internet says he has a fake family. Now, also keep in mind that he had people in his own chat, DSP's own chat, that said he doesn't have a real family. He knows trolls say that about him all the time. And he does, yeah, I don't have a real family. Whatever, they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, man. And then he moves on. But Rich says the same shit. And meanwhile, he has an actual family. It might be a broken family, but he has a kid or whatever. He decides to take that super personally to do this rant. Like, think about that for a second. Like, come on.
I have a cat, and yes, you can joke he's my pet, but he's still part of my family.
Wait, what?
Yes, the meme. I took that personally.
Oh, he's talking about the I took that personally meme, which it isn't funny in this context. It's funny when it's like about something that happened, uh, like I don't know. Okay, whatever. Fuck. I'm just gonna say this and people are gonna roll their eyes. Whatever. It's like when no, I don't want to. I just don't want to like fucking a chain of comments about this shit. Whatever. You know what I mean. It's more funny when there's an outcome and then the outcome says I took that person or whatever. You know what I mean? Come on now, dog.
Because I do have a real family. I have parents. I have a wife. I have a cat, and yes, you can joke he's my pet, but he's still part of my family, right? And I also
You can joke.
personally.
I just want to hear that
because
again.
I do have a real family. I have parents. I have a wife. I have a cat, and yes, you can joke he's my pet, but
You can joke he's my pet. What?
he's still part of my family, right? And I also have extended family and relatives.
That you don't talk to, and you're all estranged. People who like are estranged. Now, to be fair, it's not that DSP willingly estranged himself from them. It's more of that like, since his parents got estranged from their family, he didn't care about talking to them. Which is kind of funny because
relatives. I have a family. Maybe I don't have direct children, human children, but I do have a family.
But the thing is, like, again, the reason why I don't let him like get off on saying he has a family and including his pet is that people who have like pets and they think that they're their family, I don't have to sit through like monologues about how they're their family. Like I don't have to, like my brother has Tiago and Yuxi, his two cats, and he also has a husband. He's not gonna sit. I don't have to sit there and listen to like, yeah, I have my family. I have my son Tiago and my daughter Yuxi. It's like I don't have to hear this cringe shit. It's just yeah, they're my pets. They're just crazy and they're funny. Look at this. Look at this little photo of them. And it's like that. That's cute. Whatever, because they're fucking cats. But this dude will go and be like, yeah, man, Jasper's like my son, and like, he just wants attention, and all this other cringe shit. And it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Fuck Jasper. Get him out of there. We should free Jasper. He's in a terrible household and save Cat. Get them both out of there. But this dude, it's just obnoxious to listen to, and I don't have to listen to that with anyone else. Anyone who has a pet, they don't go on this little cringe tirade about family and this bullshit. But this guy, fuck him.
Okay? And I'm pretty upset that he would say that. Like, because he has kids, he's basically better than me. I want you to think about that.
Okay. Okay. Let's think about what he's gonna say. Because, having a kid, I would say, is not easy. Because there's a lot of financial responsibilities. There's a lot of like struggle and stuff because it's a living being and all this stuff. Like there's all this stuff that goes involved with it and all that kind of shit. Right.
There are people on Earth that think they're better than you because they chose to have sex and not use contraception.
This dude is so stupid, and he thinks he's so smart. He thinks this is the smartest thing to say, when it's like the dumbest statement I've ever heard. Like, I think kids who go to sex ed have a better understanding of what it means to have a kid than DSP. Like, literal children. Like, I think even animals have better understanding of what it means to have sex. Because, of course, the action itself, just the action of fucking, isn't super complex. But if you're married to someone and you want to have a family, you're gonna have to have sex, but it's like the decision of oh, let's have a kid, and this and that. Like, these are things that are like, the difficulty, because normally people who are married and they want to have a kid, they usually talk about it and like, okay, yeah, let's have a kid. So like, I make this amount. Can we afford to have a kid? Oh, I don't like. Again, the fact I have to explain the difficulties of it is enough to make you understand the stupidity of the statement. Like, it's completely stupid. It's brain dead, and he thinks this is a big brain take. It's a zero brain take. Like, I can't follow this, because again, when you decide to have a kid, you're also committing to the aftermath of raising the kid. Like, that's what it all encompasses, is sex, birth, raising. Like, all that stuff is involved in the decision making. Like, what is he talking about?
And reproduce. Literally the easiest fucking thing you can do in life is reproduce. You don't even have to work to do it.
It's the ease that you don't have to work to do it. You know, when I first listened to this just went over my head, because this is a few other times and it just, whatever, didn't like faze me. But now I'm thinking about this statement, and it is like incredibly stupid. Like, it's like it's so stupid. Like, I'm just dumbstruck. It takes no work. So you're telling me that I could just go somewhere? I can just go somewhere, find a woman. Just let's say, okay, I want kids. Let's fuck. And then I fuck, and then like I don't have to like get to know the person. Get close with them, like date them. I don't have to date them. I don't have to get to know them. I don't have to technically I don't have to marry them to have a kid, but what if I want to? So I mean, there's that to consider. What if she wants to get married before she has kids? What if she doesn't want to have kids? I mean, I can't just fuck out someone and get kids. I mean, that's not how it works, unless someone's really desperate. But how is it gonna work out, DSP? I can't just have sex magically by command. I mean, that's not how life works. And then to say there's no work, I mean, there's the legwork of just like doing all this stuff, but when you're fucking someone, usually you do have to kind of thrust and move. Like, I see, this is why I wonder if DSP really even had sex. Because does he know how sex works? Like, you can't just you don't just piss out cum. You have to like do stuff to get it to come out. I mean, you'd think that doo-doo fapped would understand that it's not, you can't just boom, it comes out. You have to like work for it. Huh.
And it feels good. You're tempted to do it because it feels so good. That's the whole idea, is to keep the human race alive. This
is like so annoying to listen to. Like, let's listen to this again.
Use contraception and reproduce. Literally the easiest fucking
Remember, DSP told us to think about this, and I'm thinking about it, and it makes him look really stupid and a person who never had sex before.
Thing you can do in life.
But again, I think even people who never had sex understand sex better than DSP. Like, that's where we're at.
Is reproduce. You don't even have to work to do it, and it feels good. You're tempted to do it because it feels.
You're tempted to do it. I hate this guy so much, man. Because like, whatever.
Feels so good. That's the whole
Okay.
idea, is to keep the human race alive. This is not a
That's the whole idea, to keep the human race alive. And this dude, he like lives in 1920s so hard. But whatever, okay, sure. And I think I heard at some point, like years ago, that I think humans are the only species that like enjoy having sex and like we get pleasure out of it than any other animal. Like, I think no other animal like enjoys it like we do.
not a
That's
challenge.
what I remember here. I heard from somewhere, I heard from a podcast, I guess. But maybe that's incorrect thinking. I don't know. But it's whatever. I mean, again, like, life isn't clear cut anymore. Grow up. Who's calling me? Oh my god. Hold up. All right. I finished the phone call. I told the person, I'm not interested. Shut up and don't call again. That's what I said verbatim. I told them to go drink bleach because it might be a good drink. I'm hoping they call back and tell me how it tastes. But anyways, let's fucking go. Here we go. Let's get back to this.
Challenge.
Oh god, what happened here? It did not go back to my headphones. I was like, what? Why does it sound weird? Why didn't this like connect automatically? This is supposed to know, man. Hopefully the audio doesn't get fucked up. It shouldn't. It shouldn't because it now goes through OBS. But you never know. It's scary.
This is not a daunting task. Anyone can, and it feels good. You're tempted to do it because it feels so good. That's the whole idea, is to keep the human race alive. This is not a challenge.
It's not a challenge. I mean, now, he got a super chat later on in this same stream where someone said, like, he didn't respond to it. He just read it and said, thanks, Phil, for going after Rich about this, because there's some people who can't, like, have kids and this or that. Like, and they said that what Rich said was offensive to that, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, I would argue what DSP said is far more offensive than what Rich said, because at least what Rich said is like a stigma that not a lot of people believe anymore, and it's like whatever, it is what it is. But with DSP, he's literally implying all you need to do is have sex and it's easy, which is offensive to more than just one group. Like, even if you can't have a kid biologically, like, he's saying all you have to do is you just have sex and that's it. There you go. But what if, like, you're sterile? What if your semen doesn't produce or whatever the fuck? What if all these other factors happen? But no, man, it's easy. Just fuck. Like, that, I think it's far more offensive what he said, if we're gonna talk about that. Otherwise, I do kind of think it was, if it wasn't genuine, I feel like it might have been someone that was trying to low-key troll Phil into saying that he's like probably the people that like, just can't have kids. But maybe he can't. But who knows? I'm gonna assume he can't because DSP tells us every day he's a normal guy that is very smart. So that's where I'm approaching on this.
This is not a daunting task. Anyone can fucking reproduce.
Anyone can reproduce. What about people who can't produce? There's a lot of reasons, a lot of factors, But okay, let's not acknowledge that, because that may blow a hole in this whole rant.
So to say that someone doesn't actually have a family because they didn't choose to reproduce is insanely stupid, insanely dumb, and insanely insulting. It just proves that the guy is a world level dunce.
I think he's the bigger dunce. Again, like, the fact that that's his stance on having sex and having kids and all that shit is just that alone really, to me, shows how immature DSP is and how stupid he is. The fact that he doesn't consider the decision to have kids encompasses everything like that. It says a lot, because come on.
Okay? Can't believe you would say that about me. That's incredibly insulting to say that I don't have a family.
No, it's not incredibly insulting. I mean, it's insulting, I guess, but like, you don't have to be this offended by it, especially in the context of what Rich was saying, because Rich has an actual child and all this other shit. And like, you know, and pretty much like this is the other thing that DSP doesn't seem to like understand, right? What's the one thing he says every fucking day? Okay, it's one thing to make fun of my gameplay and me, but it's another to make fun of Kat, my wife, okay? She has nothing to do with my streams. I don't recall Rich bringing on his kid onto his streams. The most Rich has mentioned his kid is, I think, about the hospital thing, and then just saying, oh yeah, you know, I have a kid. That's it. Like nothing crazy. And DSP's gonna like try to make the argument that it's similar to having them on stream, which is not. It just isn't, because again, they're family members, and you know, again, if DSP wants people to leave his family alone, he should kind of lead his own example and be like, yeah, I'm gonna leave his family alone or whatever the fuck. But it's always conditional for him, always, because he doesn't believe in shit. Like, come on, like, come on now, dog.
Okay, so the reason he said that was, oh well, you see, I'm not like Phil. I'm not. I have a real family, and therefore there's things that could be in this documentary, right? That would be very harmful to my children, and that's why I'm going to tell you right now: if certain things are talked about in this documentary, I'm just going to have to strike down June the King. That's what he said.
But again, like, shouldn't June the King reach out to Rich? Again, DSP is forgetting the big elephant in the room. How come June was able to reach out to you, but why doesn't June care enough to reach out to Rich? Why is DSP the only fucking person June was willing to reach out to? Why? You know, Rich aside, I want to know that. Has June reached out to anyone else when he did these documentaries, or is DSP the only one? And if so, if DSP is the only one, why? Why was DSP the special little boy who gets the contact, but he doesn't, but no one else? What's so special about him? You know, again, to bring back Rich at least has a family. He at least has a reason to care, to like see what's in the documentary and all this other stuff. So why doesn't June reach out to him? Why is DSP the special little guy? Okay.
I'm going to strike down the video. Now, it's not clear what he's saying. Is he saying he's going to copyright strike it? Is he saying he's going to...
What do you think it means, DSP? Why would he use specifically the term strike down? What does he mean by that, Phil? Wow.
Flag it for bullying or disinformation. He's not outright saying what he means, but he's essentially saying, I'm laying my intentions out publicly here right now, that if you talk about certain topics in this documentary, I am going to flag the video and have it removed from YouTube. Okay? He actually publicly laid out this intention. All right? Now, here's the thing.
I'm an idiot.
I can understand where Rich is coming from. He has kids.
Okay.
He's trying to protect those children.
Protect?
Okay? I get that. The thing is, I don't...
Does he get it, though? And then he follows it up with, the thing is, okay, what's the thing? What is the thing?
fully understand the situation, because as you know, I don't...
Wait.
And he's trying to protect those children. Okay? I get that. The thing is, I don't fully understand the situation.
If you don't understand the situation, then why the fucking fuck are you talking about it? Why is this a caveat? If you don't know the severity of the thing he's talking about. This is shit DSP would hate other trolls for doing if they talk like this. They don't know the context, they don't know the situation, they don't know my life situation. He doesn't even know what's going on in the rich verse. And this dude is having this rant. My God, dude, find a life. Just find one. Stop this. Just fucking drink bleach.
Because as you know, I don't follow drama. I don't know what the drama is with Rich and his kids. I really don't know. I have no idea to what extent they've been a part of his content or his discussions publicly in his content. Here's the truth. If you don't want them to be a part of it, then you shouldn't bring it up. Correct?
And now we're doing the banger. He's gonna victim blame Rich for this. Or the kids, whatever the fuck. But the thing is, it's one thing to say, like, oh, my daughter's in the hospital, or, you know, whatever. Like, you know, whatever. Because again, I don't know the extent that Rich has brought up his kids. The only thing I know for sure is that Rich never, like, showed them in his videos or, like, anything like that. Like, he never, like, went out of his way to show them to the point where it's like, okay, you brought them on stream. Like, if anything, he just says things that, from what I remember from the stuff that just come off on my feed, is that, like, he just mentions them, like, almost like an update. Like, oh, you know, I don't know if he brought them up to, like, get money. That I'm not sure, but I know he brought them up for the hospital thing, for example, and that kind of thing. So I'm gonna assume that. So that way, it's like a little bit more fair, in my opinion. But whatever.
Correct?
Because if you're doing that, then I think it's like fine. Because you, like, if I say, oh, I just talked to my mom on the phone, does that mean it's okay to make fun of my mom? No, it just means I talked to her. Or if I say something that, like, my mom, one of my favorite quotes that my mom had over the years was she called Ursula the sea bitch. We were watching the little, well, I think this was back when my brother was alive, because I wasn't born yet. But they went to see Little Mermaid, and then she said Ursula the sea bitch, and that to me is funny. So it's like, I said that. So she said that. Does that mean it's okay to make fun of my mom? No. Because I'm just saying something that she said that was funny, or whatever. I'm not having her show up on my video and like, oh, look, she's right here, or whatever the fuck. But it's like, I'm just talking about her. I mean, I don't think that it would be fair to make fun of, like, you know, people in that kind of way. You know, and again, it's not even like my mom directly even talked to you guys, the viewers, and said, like, you know, that kind of stuff. There's all these, like, little things. It's all situational. That's what I'm getting at. It's situational about this kind of stuff, and you know, that's where I land on it. It's situational, and it's to the extent of what's going on. I don't think it's any more complicated than that.
Like, there's things that I absolutely want nothing to do with in my life. I don't bring them up. Now, if people go out of their way to go behind the scenes and find information about things that I don't talk about on stream, and they decide to try to slap it all over the internet, I certainly can't help that, right?
But, like, and yet again, this is not being really fair to what Rich is saying, because Rich says he has kids, and this could, damn it, hurt them, or whatever the fuck. That may not even be necessarily, like, insulting to the kids. It's more that, like, the kid may go to school and then might get bullied for what Rich has done, and that's not right, because she should not be bullied for what he did, or whatever the fuck. Like, it should be only directed to him and not to her. And that could just be what he's talking about. Like, because again, the Dropbox might have more questionable photos and stuff that's, like, fucked up that may not even be his, or might have been his. I don't know. Again, I don't know where people landed with the Dropbox situation. But if you just look at the Dropbox situation just on its own, it's like, well, yeah, that if it's fraudulent, let's say that the Dropbox is fraudulent, let's all agree that it was hacked and people uploaded, like, fucked up shit, whatever. Does that mean that the daughter should go to school and get bullied for stuff that her dad didn't even do. You know, that kind of stuff. But DSP doesn't think of it like that and just thinks directly that, oh, people are going to troll the daughter. But it's like he doesn't know, like, the full context, which is, yet again, why are you talking about it if you don't know?
If anything, that just shows how insane my haters are, because it has nothing to do with me, right? But anything that I actively choose to bring up on a stream, that's on me because I brought it up, right?
So,
for example,
okay, DZ brought Kat on stream, so it's okay to make fun of her weight because she showed up, correct? But he would be upset about that, guaranteed. Can we make fun of her being sick and how she got sick? Is that funny? Can we joke about that? Can we joke about how DSP doesn't provide for Kat, or how they don't fuck? I don't know. Like, again, this is stuff that he wouldn't be cool with, because again, he said it's what they, because again, even go as far back as 2018 when they did the stupid ass IRL streams, correct? Now, people made fun of Kat to her face through all this time, which she said she doesn't care. She doesn't care about the trolling. But then in the Halloween event, he said that people made fun of her and made her leave and all this stuff. People kept making fun of her. All this stuff. But Phil, you brought her up. You brought her on stream. Shouldn't that be okay? Like, again, if you're gonna say shit like this, at least understand what the fuck you're saying and how and what you believe in. You know, like, if you don't think it's right for people to make fun of your fucking dumbass wife, then don't make fun of his kids, I guess. I don't know, like, maybe it should, like, shouldn't he be also against people, like, making fun of his daughter for being involved or being related to Rich? I mean, shouldn't that also be fucked up to DSP? But he can't even bring himself to say that.
for example, as you know, I've been having some personal issues for the past 2 or so years, and I haven't ever told you guys what they are. Okay? I just tell you, sometimes I'm really stressed out, sometimes it screws up my schedule. You know, but you don't know what they are. You don't know why? Because I don't want.
But it messes up with his schedule. I want to know what messes up with his schedule. He told us what. It's Kat's schedule. But now it's like, oh, I don't know. You don't know what it is. Okay.
want that to be part of my content. I don't want that to be a burden on my viewers. I don't want you guys to absolutely know every little thing that's going on in my personal life. Technically, it's none of your business, nor would I want to put that on you. You're coming here, all right, in order to have fun with me and have a good time with gaming. You don't want to hear my constant sob stories about bullshit going on behind the scenes. I shouldn't put that on you, right? So I don't.
But guess what? He kind of does. Like, go to the day before where he begged people to pay him $50 to buy the NES World Championship game. He put that on his viewers. And technically he puts his whole business onto his viewers. He never invested in his own equipment to stream with. He put that onto his viewers to help him get these upgrades that he could have bought himself. Okay, whatever.
Don't. Apparently what people are saying is Rich has. Like, has brought up his family, he has brought up his kids and everything. And because of that, that's why it's in the drama sphere of talking about this guy. All right? So if there's literal facts on the internet about someone, because they chose to...
But again, like, the other thing is that Rich is talking about a Dropbox. This Dropbox, presumably, I'm assuming, wasn't open to the public. It's not that he had a public Dropbox he wanted everyone to go to. Like, that's the thing. And again, this is not even fair. Because DZ mentions, oh, he's talking about some Dropbox? Does he know what Dropbox is? Because Dropbox isn't a public thing, unless you set it up to be public, but... Rich had that to be a personal thing that got leaked on the internet. Isn't that trolls going far beyond to get information about Rich? Like, this dude, there's no critical thinking. He doesn't know what's going on. He's not listening to Rich and giving him any semblance of, like, let's hear him out. Like, people who have made fun of Rich has at least listened to what he had to say and responded as such. DSP isn't even listening to him. He just hears words and is like kind of cavemaning what he's listening to.
To expose that to the internet and bring it up. Why would that not be fair game for a documentary?
Again,
Alright.
the Dropbox wasn't public, stupid. Like, if they bring up the Dropbox, that's not public information. And this is incredible. How June the King is mentioning the WWE Champion stuff, a thing he doesn't want to talk about because it's private. That people shouldn't have this information. Same with the bank statements. Okay.
All right. Now, here's the thing. If you feel that that information is harmful or is not true, because why would it really be harmful? Unless it was true and it exposes something bad that you've done, in which case just fess up and move on. Or if it's not true, then you need to debunk it, correct? So if that's the case, if this is a big deal, if the documentary comes out and has information in it that's misinformation, react to it.
Dumbass. Fucking idiot. Dude. If it had false information, shouldn't June reach out to Rich to get the information straight? Why is it Rich's responsibility for June's fuck up? And the thing is, who is gonna watch Rich's react to the fucking documentary when the documentary is right there? This dude does not understand that there is a percentage of people who will just watch the documentary and not give a fuck what Rich has to say, which is the problem. Like, he's not looking at this subjectively or I think objectively is the word. Objectively, at all. He has no critical thinking. He's not sitting and thinking, you know, what if no one watches the Rich's react? What if they don't care what he has to say? So maybe June should have reached out to them. Because, again, DSP has the platform. He magically somehow got the platform to have June reach out to him to get information. But why didn't June reach out to Rich? Again, this dude he's not being critical of June at all about this. He's not being fair to Rich about it. Again, I'm not saying that Rich is a good guy or anything. I'm not defending Rich. The issue is that this dude is so fucking fake and he's not fair to anyone else. He's only fair to people he wants to be fair to, mainly himself and people that he thinks that are cool in his book. But Rich has not been cool in DSP's book, so why would he be fair to him? Why would he be critical of June for only reaching out to him and no one else?
Expose the misinformation. Explain why it's misinformation. Add corroborating testimony or evidence, or if you can't.
Because again, look at the ProJared situation. When those accusations came out, and everyone was like, oh, this guy's fucked up. And then when there were some receipts that vindicated ProJared, for example, how many people even cared? How many people looked into it? You know, how many people followed up on that? Not a lot of people. Or there's other stuff that happened. I mean, how many people really know what happened? You know, things just happen, which is why it's important to get information, correct? So why shouldn't June be held responsible for reaching out to Rich? Why shouldn't he be able to? Why is June reaching out to DSP but not Rich? Why? And that's a fair question. Because June is a documentarian, and if he wants to be taken seriously, then he's gonna need to answer these questions. But okay, whatever.
You can't do evidence, because I understand. Listen, firsthand, I'm someone who can understand where Rich is coming from in some of this, because there will be things coming up in the June the King documentary about me, about finances and personal information behind the scenes, that I've been legally advised not to talk about. And I know that if I ever expose my own personal information to defend myself and clear my name, it would lead to people being able to harm me in other ways. And after weighing and balancing the situation, I would much rather just have people talking about one stupid thing that's not true and believe it than then get into 10 other.
How would exposing your WWE Champions account expose your other accounts? Again, this runs the risk of him using one username for everything, which is not a good idea. But then again, this is the guy that made the password Mr. Stupid one, so I mean, maybe he is that stupid.
Other things that have nothing to do with it, but then they're able to harm me for the rest of my life. I'd rather have this over here, the devil I already know, than the devil I don't. You understand? So maybe that's the situation or whatever. All right? Maybe he's afraid that if he defends himself from certain accusations, he'll expose himself even further. That I can understand. All right? But the truth is, it's fair game. And especially from someone like Rich. Rich is someone who, for the last decade, has made a living by talking about other people's dirty laundry. This is not a man who reviewed tech for the last 10 years. And all
But he talked about stuff that was public information, man. So shouldn't he get the same kind of like defense that June gets and all these other people get for talking about stuff that's like public? Whatever. Okay.
all of a sudden now, out of nowhere, he's being drawn into the drama sphere. He literally made a living on drama for a decade. Now, all of a sudden, the camera has been turned back at him. And he's like, wait, no. What do you mean, wait, no? It's your turn, bro. You're the
Again, DSP has said this type of behavior is bad to do all this kind of shit, and now he's defending it. This guy is so two-faced and fake. This guy is only saying this because it's not affecting him. But man, if this ever happens again, you're gonna notice he's gonna be Mr. Victim mode all over again. This guy does the same shit, and that's not even what's happening. He has always been looked by the public eye about how much of a lolcow he is. It's just that what people are bringing up with the Dropbox is really stuff that would get anyone to be like, what the fuck about? Again, if DSP was being accused for having what Rich had in his Dropbox, I don't think DSP would be this level-headed about it. I'm just gonna say that.
You're the one who had the camera on everyone else. Now it's your turn to go through your dirty laundry and have your shit exposed. It's only fair game. And if you don't like it, tough shit. You already made your bed.
But again, if you listen to what Rich said, he was upset that June didn't reach out to him, which is fair for him to say because June reached out to him. Like, I'm not getting over that. Because again, how come DSP gets the special treatment, and yet this guy's acting as if it's okay that June doesn't reach out to Rich? But dude, imagine the response. Because look at Secret Unlimited, for example. He exposed DSP's bullshit, correct? He had the WWE Champions stuff discussed in his videos. And DSP was saying that's illegitimate, it's not a documentary because it didn't reach out to him, blah, blah, blah. But yet, this is happening to Rich, and it's fine. It's fair, even though it may not be true. What if it's not true? What if it isn't? Hello?
And now you gotta fucking sleep in that shit-infested sheets that you've created. That's what happens, man. That's life. So now you gotta live with it. That documentary is going to come out, and you're gonna have to fucking live with it. And there's nothing you can do about it. There's no amount of threats or fake warnings.
And the thing that I'm annoyed with him reacting to it is not even like, it's not gonna be a fair reaction from him because this dude already has a bias. He was biased during the Wings React where because he has a victim complex with Wings. He just thinks Wings is like a little baby that doesn't know how to handle life or whatever because he's overweight. He's obese. So DSP's like, this poor guy, man. So every time when something was like, oh, Wings did this fucked up thing, Wings was probably he probably ate a bad bagel, man. He was just a little baby. And then when someone says, let's help you lose weight, they're doing to make fun of him. But then, like, with Rich, it's gonna be like, yeah, this guy sucks. Like, it's not gonna be fair. This guy is a piece of shit. Fuck this guy.
Is there anything you can say and do about this guy? Are you out of your mind? Do you not think that if you hit June the King with false copyright strikes or false takedown requests, that the internet community is going to rise up against you?
Guess what? The internet community is already against him. He has nothing to lose. It's a nothing lose game for him at this point. Like, think about it. Everyone already hates him. What more could happen? Like, okay.
You want to talk about bad karma now? Imagine what happens. You've already declared your public intentions to do something heinous. If it happens,
Again, striking someone is heinous apparently, but again, June isn't even reaching out to him to corroborate the information. Again, this is stuff that DSP would be upset about if he didn't love June's dick so much.
everyone's going to blame you. I mean,
So what if Rich didn't strike him down and someone else did? Would that justify people going after Rich? I mean, that's kind of stupid because, again, if that happened to him, he'd say, "Don't get mad at me, I'm not the one doing it! People are using my information against me!" But if someone did that for Rich, oh, well, you know, Rich did say it, man.
so anyway,
Anyway,
that's only one thing. Like, no lie, in this clip that I watched, Rich literally, like 10 times keeps saying things like he's better than me. Oh, you see, but I'm not like Phil, and I'm better than Phil, and this and that. He keeps saying it. I'm like, wow,
Whatever.
this guy genuinely believes that. Like, he doesn't.
people can believe people are better than other people. DSP does it all the time. All the time. Dude, this dude says he's better than other YouTubers. He said he's better than his trolls. If he didn't say it directly, he implies it by saying, well, the trolls, they have broken families, man. They don't have a real family. They don't know what life is. He might as well just say it when he brings up the trolls. He does it all the time. And then when someone does it to him, he gets so mad. Man, I wonder why.
He doesn't understand that the only reason he ever had a modicum of popularity on the internet is because he's a drama queen who rode on the backs of other people's misery. He doesn't get that. He actually thinks he made meaningful content for people. He's lost.
Again, he's insinuating that Rich thinks he's making meaningful content. This dude has such a hard-on for meaningful content that word literally lost all meaning. Like, it means nothing. This dude thinks his content is meaningful, and it's nothing content. But God forbid if someone else thinks their content's meaningful. Who the fuck are you to be the arbiter of meaningful content, dumbass? Go fucking drink a truckload of bleach.
He's lost. And now what the thing is, now again, it has been turned back against him. And now he can't handle it. This is a guy for 10 years. All he did was bring down others to get ahead and make money. And now...
Again, is it proportional? What did Rich do that warrants this? You know, like... Did Rich go into other people's Dropboxes and expose that? Did he go after other people's family members? Like, what did Rich do? He talked shit about Melanie Mac that, you know, she was on the side scroller. She has her own YouTube channel. She states her opinions on Twitter all the time. All this stuff. Like, you can have any opinion and say she's a shitty person. He talked about DSP, who's a public personality who has done stuff that he can disagree with, and the stuff he talked about is stuff that, you know, he uses Social Blade. He talks about stuff that's only that he wants to talk about. He's given DSP a ton of chances too. It's kind of like insane that DSP is not really acknowledging that Rich has also been kind to him too. But he thinks he's being heinous to him because he made fun of his gout, which anyone has in the past. Like, dude, shut up.
Now that he is the target of that kind of ire, he can't take it. He's literally saying, oh, leave me alone because I have kids. What? Because you have...
Because there's other stuff at play, stupid. Again, it's not as easy as... Oh, June is making a documentary that's gonna say Rich is a dumbass. Oh, he ruined his career. It's gonna talk about a lot of other stuff. That Dropbox thing is a big deal, in my opinion, because it has a lot of stuff in it from what I remember of it. I know it has photos and shit that a lot of people talked about, which is a big deal. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna focus on that may not even be true even. Or if it is true, it may have a lot of ramifications. But this dude, man, it's insane.
You have a kid because you reproduced.
And this is really like, listen to
Target
this.
of that kind of ire, he can't take it.
And this dude also, by the way, brings up he has a family when he wants to be a victim too.
He's literally saying, "Oh,
I can't spend time with my family because of this, man.
leave me alone because I have kids." What? Because you have kids, because you reproduced, we all have to forgive you and just say, "Oh, you don't have to."
Dude, you have less and you demand forgiveness all the time. Go suck a dick. Or just drown in bleach at this point.
You don't get your time in the spotlight. Oh no, that's not how it works. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's actually the opposite now, because you were the person for 10 years who acted like that. Now you're going to get it worse than everybody else. You understand?
What? Wait, what?
Opposite now, because you were the person for 10 years who acted like that. Now you're going to get it worse than everybody else.
But he has always been a lol cow, and people have always made fun of him. This isn't the first time. And it probably won't be the last time. But again, he's ignoring, like, the whole context of the situation. Like, there's a lot there that's going on. And it's like, come on, man. Come on now, dog.
You understand?
You understand?
So anyway.
And again, it's also unfair for the kid to say, "Oh, we should forgive you because you reproduce." But it's like, he doesn't think that maybe it's going to affect the kid too. What other people do. This guy will say every day how people should, when they make videos, they should be careful who they harm because their videos might antagonize a community to go after someone and this and that, blah, 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 blah. Doesn't think that maybe this June the King documentary may get people to go after his kids that don't deserve it. What about that? Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way I see it is, I just don't understand where he's coming from. It sounds.
And again, he doesn't even know what is going on, and he's having these takes. Dude. He would be so upset if trolls did this to him. But this dude is just shooting blindly against Rich, just aiming from the hip, not even looking at him. He's not, it's like he's just shooting at Rich and looking away. And then it's like, I don't know what I'm doing, man. I don't know, man. Like, come on.
Sounds to me like he's just high off his ass.
High
and
off
he's
his
talking
ass.
shit. But the fact that this guy is literally just going down in flames, saying all this stuff about me, and then about June the King. June the King, like, I don't know, but besides LTG, who really got upset with June the King's documentary about it. For those who don't know, many years ago, June the King did a documentary on Low Tier God. And the reason that Low Tier God got upset is because June the King basically exposed his real name and information about where he used to be located. Low Tier God was like, "Oh, he doxed me." But the truth is that information was all publicly available.
Oh my god. When people say this to Phil, Phil, we didn't dox you. You doxed yourself, man. It's public information now, man. He's like, no, okay, well, the trolls doxed me. Look what they did. But when LTG does it, it's bad. Another instance of of this. This dude just needs to go away. Like, just drown in bleach.
Available. That's how June the King got it. June the King didn't do secret research and hack a.
How does he know what June did? Like, how does DSP know how the methods June got his information? And like, also, June didn't need to do that. Like, he was talking about LTG because again, if you go to his other documentaries, does he do the same kind of thing? Like, come on.
Accounts, it was all on the internet. So all he did is he compiled public information that was on the internet and he presented it in his documentary. And LTG got so upset with him that, number one, he called upon his fan base to attack June the King and do whatever they could to bring down the videos or whatever. But number two, he actually doxed June the King. Because what happens is when you hit someone with a false copyright strike on YouTube, you have to dispute it to get it cleared up. So when June disputed it, it put out his personal info, and then LTG used that personal info to actually attack June. So June, has been through this ringer, and he is widely regarded as someone who vets his information. At least what he's going to present in his documentary is going to be publicly discussed information. Okay, he's not going to go and literally make up a rumor. All right. For example, all right,
man.
There's been tons and tons of rumors about me. All right, and some of them likely will be discussed in the documentary if there's
I thought he doesn't talk about rumors.
some kind of evidence or at least some kind of corroboration. There's other rumors about me that have absolutely positively no merit whatsoever. All right. And June actually told me, he's like, just so you know, there's some pretty nasty stuff about you out there that's I know is not true. There's no information about it anywhere, and I'm not going to bring that stuff up because
there's no information about it anywhere because Panda Lee removed her fucking channel. Like, all that stuff is gone because if you, it might be in one of Tevin's like long Panda Lee endorse if you're gonna sit through that, where she even like explained how she met DSP. That really does kind of give you an idea of when they first met was through DMs and all this other stuff, and it doesn't look nice. But since that's not readily available, of course June isn't gonna talk about it. But I've said this on Twitter, and I'm just gonna clarify my point. Is June gonna reach out to Leanna during this? Now, he doesn't have to, and Lena doesn't have to acknowledge it. Like, if let's say June attempted to reach out to Leanna and she didn't respond or she turned him down, whatever, that's one thing. He could just say like, okay, she turned down the request, and then there you go. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, if there's not even an attempt being made, like, what's the point? Like, it doesn't disprove or prove anything. It just means that you just didn't put the legwork in that. But, that is something that we'll probably never know, to be honest, because Panda Lee probably has better things to do with her life at this point. So, we'll never know.
there's no point. And I was like, that's nice of you. Now, I know there's going to be tons of stuff that's going to be bad, right? That's true. Or at least some people think it's based on a nugget of truth, right? But for him to say, I'm just not going to cover the shit that I know is fake. Like, for example, these idiots say things like, oh, I groomed my ex-girlfriend, that I knew her before she was 18, and
he started talking to her when she was 17. He didn't start dating her until she was 18. Like, that's what happened. Like, come on. And again, he keeps saying this as if it's like a winning statement to say, but it doesn't make him sound. He sounds more like a creep. Like, if you're sitting there saying, I waited for it to be legal, like, you're just as, like, creepy as the people that, like, go to these websites that count down until a actress turns 18. Like, you're that kind of guy. And those kind of guys are not usually, in a most positive of lights. So, I don't think you're in a winning stance saying, well, I waited till she was legal age, man. I mean, come on. Like, again, I remember when I was watching an old vlog of theirs, and Paley was like, I'm gonna celebrate my 21st birthday with my boyfriend Phil. And this is back when, like, they moved to Washington, I think, and he was in his 30s, mid-30s, maybe a little bit higher. And I just heard that, and I was like, what? Like, I kind of think that's kind of creepy. And this dude, I think he just wanted that Hollywood lifestyle. He wanted to be he wanted that Leonardo DiCaprio, Donald Trump lifestyle, where there's a super old guy with a super young woman. And, those always look creepy, man. They, no one doesn't make fun of them for that. It's like, dude, like, there are jokes where it's like, oh yeah, when, Leo's girlfriend starts getting paid, as they start paying them for their own health insurance, that's when he cuts them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the kind of thing that happens because, man, the age gap is ridiculous. And this dude, like, dated a girl that wasn't even 21 and celebrated her 21st birthday. Like, and he thinks that's normal. or that's like cool. That this dude waited to be of legal age. Like, dude, that sounds really fucking weird. Like, yeah, it's not illegal, but it doesn't mean it's like cool because yeah, it's a 1 year difference. You're telling me that her mental maturity just changed overnight to be like ready to date a 36-year-old? Come on. Come on. Come on now, dog.
I basically groomed her for years, and then you know what I mean?
I
Completely.
mean, he could technically be grooming her even after they met though. Like that's the thing. Like they could be dating when she was 18 and all this stuff and he could still be grooming her. Grooming her doesn't necessarily only mean that she was a child. Like, come on.
completely untrue. Never even spoke with her until she was of legal age. In fact, she contacted me when she was of legal age.
She did not say that. But okay, whatever.
Okay?
Okay.
And so he outright said, I'm not even going to entertain that shit. You know, there's no point.
He is so lucky that YouTube DMs are all gone. He's so lucky. He's so lucky.
So there you go. So
The only
that's the kind
person
of
to
guy he is.
benefit
And by the way,
from
the thing
that
is not going to try to do months and months of content after the fact of one of these documentaries coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like, his goal is not what Turkey Tom did. What Turkey Tom did is he made a documentary, and then he said, well, now can I stir the shit, and how can I milk the situation?
No, what happened was that he uploaded the video. DSP was like teasing he was gonna react to it, which he wasn't, and then like he started saying shit that was that sparked a reaction from Turkey Tom, and then it went back and forth from that. Like, I mean, come on.
Situation for months on end. Can I get an interview with Darkside Phil? Can I get Darkside Phil to get on the live?
DSP literally was like, "Oh, maybe I'll do an interview with him, man." He welcomed it. Again, it was part of his hard to get persona, like where he just loved the attention until he didn't love it anymore.
Lolcow podcast. Can I do this? Can I do that? You know what I'm saying?
I don't think he ever said he was
That's
gonna get him
not
on the
what
Lolcow
you need to do.
podcast.
He literally
But
is just
okay.
making his documentary, puts it out, and says, "Here it is," and then he moves on. He's on to the next.
Didn't he
You know
do
what I'm
2
saying?
documentaries on like
So,
LTG or Wings or something?
That's why I respect the guy.
Whatever.
That's why I think that his content, if you're going to watch something covering someone on the internet, you should be watching someone who's like that, who's trying to literally be a neutral party, as opposed to someone who came
But
into the
is it neutral that he reached out to you to get information, but he doesn't reach out to anyone else? Is that being neutral?
preconceived notion to create drama. So now that you've created the drama, you can milk it and get benefit from it, right? So there you go.
Isn't he
So
benefiting
that's
and milking
why
it
I'm looking at
from
the
reacting
situation, like,
to
of
it?
all the people
Okay.
that Rich would be upset about, right? I just think that's just insane. You know what I'm saying?
I love this blind trust he has with June. Like this blind love relationship he has with June. He's more in love with June than he is with Kat.
Now, here's the other thing, too. There's one final point that I will make about this whole situation, and then we'll move on. If Rich was so concerned with his kids somehow being, like, dragged into through the mud, okay, then what Rich should have done many years ago was realize that his content was going down this bad path, okay? He should have said, oh, wait a minute.
Oh my god, dude. Like, so you're telling me Rich was supposed to know years ago that this was gonna happen? DSP, literally think, just for a second, how stupid that sounds. Like, this dude goes on to say, well, back then you think this, but hindsight, it's 50-50, man. But now he's like saying Rich should have had the hindsight. Like, fuck off. Fuck off.
Literally, I'm just making drama content. I'm talking badly about others. I'm doing this, I'm doing that. The moment that someone asked him to take his shirt off, the moment that someone asked him to pull out a cucumber,
Now he's saying that him deciding to take his shirt off and playing with cucumbers warrants getting trolled this much. Dude, come on. Come on. This is really stupid. just because someone took their shirt off doesn't mean that they should be trolled hardcore. Like, come on. Shut up. Fuck off.
To kiss a chicken. The moment that stuff started happening, he should have been like, wait a minute. I have kids. What am I doing? I can't be doing this. This is going to be the legacy.
But again, this should only affect Rich and Rich alone. It should not seep onto his kids. So why should he tailor his content that he wants to make for his kids? Like, it's his content that he wants to do for his audience. Like, be a little reasonable here. Like, come on.
Legacy of me that will be on the internet forever. I can't have this kind of stuff out there. I have kids. I have to think about them, right?
But I thought it was easy. This dude literally just said that it's easy to have kids. And now he's saying, well, he should have thought about that. So it's not so easy to just have sex then, right? Let's not think about this.
In fact, he leaned into that. He leaned into the extreme content. So now...
It's extreme to take your shirt off. As a dude, it's extreme to do that. It's extreme for men to take their shirt off. Okay.
The internet knows him as that. And now that it's blowing up in his face because people are finding things about this, right? Now he's worried. It's like, dude,
But this is... Oh my god. Dude. He literally is talking without knowing the information. Because again, I don't think he knows what Dropbox is. Because if he did, he probably would understand it a little bit more. That maybe it is a little, like, much to go after something that is personal. And that was made public. People can have an opinion about it, sure. But it's like, dude, of course he's going to be defensive over what's in his Dropbox. And about that, because it's a lot of stuff about it. This dude is acting as if Rich is acting this way because June is going to mention his documentaries that he kissed a chicken. Like, that's not what he's mad about. I don't think he's getting this worked up because he's talking about him sucking cucumbers and kissing chickens. I don't think that's what he's mad about, stupid. Like, again, he doesn't know. If he claims he doesn't know, and let's assume that's true, it makes him look really stupid for saying this and makes this rant fucking bad. Because again, this is stuff he'd be mad about if someone did this to him. If I didn't know the WWE Champions lore, and if I didn't know, and I just assumed that it's true, and I talked as if it is, you think he's gonna say that's cool? And that's fine? It's fair game? No. But he's talking this way about Rich's Dropbox. If you're gonna talk about it, at least know what it's about, Phil. At least know why people are bringing up the Dropbox.
You weren't worried about your kids because if you were, you never would have made that content years ago. Okay, I have a little saying for everyone out there on the internet. Are you ready? You ready for this? This is for everyone out there who wants to lean into lolcow culture. I have an important announcement. Spread this, clip this, and spread this around YouTube and the internet. Are you ready? Once you put on the clown makeup and you start the clown show, the makeup doesn't ever wash off. You're a clown forever.
This dude is so dented. This dude cries, begs even, for people to give him 20 million gazillion not invented words yet chances. Just infinite chances. But if Rich asks for that, oh, you know, Rich, you're always gonna be a clown. You know, it'll never wash off, man. Once you start it, that's what you are forever. But how come when he was a massive clown back in the day with the Minecraft incident, we can't keep bringing that up? We can't keep talking about him fapping on stream because that's back then. That's in the past. He changed now. He's a big boy now. He only said the N-word like 2 times, man. Don't bring up the other stuff that he brought up. No, man. He grew up. He changed. But Rich, he can never change. We're not going to give him another chance. He's going to be a clown forever. Fucking shut up. If you want million chances, you should give people millions of chances, stupid. Like, shut up. Shut up and die with Bleach. This dude is just awakening the toxicity in me. I remember when he started doing DSP videos, I was like, you know, Mr. Positivity negative guy. I was like, whatever. But the more I cover this guy, the more he's become this. The toxicity just seeps out. This dude will make you toxic. It's a poison. This dude is a poison.
It doesn't matter how much you try to change or how much you try to spin it, you're still a clown.
You're still a clown. Forever. Except for me. I can change.
And that's all I have to say about that. So, Rich, stop threatening people. You have no right to do so.
People. Just take it. He's pretty much. You know what's funny? He got mad. Okay, he got mad at Lolcow Live or saying that like, oh, Boogie and Wings, they just take it. They sit there and they take it. Rich isn't taking the bullshit, I guess, from June, and DSP's pretty much telling Rich to just take it. Shut up and take it. This dude it's very specific on how he like treats people. It's kind of pathetic.
So, if you have an issue with an upcoming documentary, watch it when it comes out, respond to it like I will to mine. If you find information there that is messed up, dispute it, refute it.
But who is gonna watch his fucking take though? Let's say June the King's documentary pretty much paints a super negative image of Rich. That makes him look like a piece of shit, terrible person that no one should give a shit about. Why would they go check his channel out? Okay.
Give opposing testimony or give evidence. If you can't give evidence, I understand. I'm in the same boat. But at least...
So then why shouldn't June reach out to him? This dude is so fucking disingenuous. I'm just repeating points at this point.
Be reasonable. Don't make threats. Don't do things that you're gonna regret. Because
this dude makes threats all the time, and he's telling other people not to make threats. Like, fuck off, fuck off.
The internet is not gonna forgive if you do stuff like that. You understand? Like, if you take someone who's a legit, respected content creator.
What if I don't respect June? What if I don't respect him?
And now you're threatening them because you think that it's gonna save you and your family. Dude, you made the bet already. You're stuck in it now. You have to live with it. You have to find a way to persevere. And I hope you do, actually. In truth, I hope Rich does persevere over it.
Oh my god, and then he says this so he could, like, jerk off about how he's, like, the nicest guy on the planet Earth, and we should all be so grateful that he's so nice, and he's wishing Rich the best. Wow, so brave. DSP is so brave, man. He's there for Rich, man. Except for when he isn't.
Because he does have a lot at stake. He does have a family that relies on.
And now he has. Oh my god, I can't believe this guy. I just can't believe this guy. Like, shut up. Just shut up. Just shut up.
On him, and he has to find a way to make it work. What he's doing right now is not working. Okay? It's not at all. It's the opposite of how someone should act if they actually are taking this seriously and want things that are to be better. You don't make threats. You don't do awful things like this. You have to man up and say, okay, you know what? It's going to come out. I'll watch it. I'll react to it myself or whatever. And there you go. And that's that. Okay? That's my take on it. Excuse me.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Done. Said my piece. And again, I wouldn't have had to say that if Rich didn't bring me up about 20 times, right? Really, like 20 times he said this about me. Like, he's better than me. I'm not Phil. I'm better than Phil. It's like, dude, you're not better than anyone. If anything, your behavior is proving you're way worse than everyone. And in fact, guys, can we please make an observation here?
No.
With all the stuff that people have said about me over the last 10 to 15 years, all the negative things, right?
Fucking
you can
shut
take
up.
all of them and compile them all together.
No.
I'm an asshole. I don't take any blame. I insult game developers. I am angry to my viewers. I don't change. I'm a dinosaur. This and that. And then
Dude,
all the new.
He's really gonna say this? I was like, well, at least I'm not like Rich. I do all these things, but at least I'm not like Rich, man. Dude, you're still shitty to your audience, and you never changed about that. And you think that's a good thing? Fuck off.
usual nonsense that you hear lately with mobile games and bullshit and blah, 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 all that stuff. Even if every single piece of it is true, which it isn't, but let's even assume that all of it is true. All right.
Oh boy. He literally said in the past that he did shit on game developers and all this stuff, and he was an asshole and all this stuff. And then he lists that same thing here and says it's not true. This dude, I think he really is the one that needs the most help. He needs a therapist more than the trolls at this rate. Like, dude, come on.
All right. All these people who all these years have always talked shit about me, it's finally coming to light that they were always worse than me.
But Rich has done more than shit on you, and Rich is his own person. Like, what about the people who shit on you that don't have anything wrong with them? Like, shut up. Shut up. And again, we're not talking about them when we talk about you. We're talking about you, stupid. Like, come on. Am I supposed to make a video about DSP and then talk about how someone else is a shitty person too? Like, shut up.
But the reason that they did the stuff they did was to take the light off them so they could feel higher than thou, mightier than thou, right? Look at me.
Dude, you act this way all the time. I'm not here bragging how better I am, but you do. You're the one. You, yes you. This dude goes on and on about how he has a family. Oh, my trolls, they're miserable because they don't have a family. They don't know what it means to have a family. That's not you, saying you're better than me? That's not you saying you're better than your trolls? And he also acted better than Rich. He said, well, at least I'm not such a cucumber that kisses cats. Okay, at least, like, I do beautiful content like these other guys. That's not you, like, saying you're better than other people? Like, shut up. You're no better than anyone else. You're the same. This dude is in the same level of dirt as everyone else. He's the same worm. He's a worm next to the other worm. And they think that they're a fucking bird. Shut up.
I'll talk shit about everyone else. But then again, when the light gets turned back on them, they're exposed to be far worse than the people that they have been trying to talk shit about for ages on end, right? Sorry, I haven't been doing anything whatsoever close to what these people have been doing. Not even close.
Keep crying.
But I just don't mess around with the drama sphere. I don't clap back. I don't do these things like they do.
Okay.
I just sit here and make content for my audience.
But guess what? You made this rant because Rich said you have a fake family. This is you clapping back, stupid.
Relax and have a good time. And that's what it's all about. I don't turn my existence into drama.
And he has talked about Rich multiple times. Multiple times he has mentioned Rich in a way, in a clapback fashion. And this dude says he doesn't do that. Sure, buddy. Whatever helps you sleep at night.
Instead, want to make fun stuff for you guys. I want to relax and enjoy life and have a good time. I told you right now, I'm literally in the best time of my life right now. A loving family that stands by me.
I will say, every time he says that, I think of Arrested Development, where George Michael Sr. says, I'm having the time of my life, when he's talking about being in prison. That's all I think every time he says it.
A great job, an awesome community of people who I interact with every day. I make a living doing this. What do I have to complain about at all?
You're complaining now.
You know,
this dude has complained so many times. Shut up. What do I have to complain about? Go fucking drink some bleach and complain about that.
I'm grateful. You know what I'm saying? So, all these people who say awful things about me, it's all getting exposed finally. And by the way, I'm not the one doing it. I don't have to lift a finger.
It's not me doing it, man. So you're benefiting of other people exposing these people then. Let's not think about that too hard.
I don't have to lift a finger. I can just sit here and be me and chill and relax and watch as all the stuff around me burns down. Because I never got involved in that. Again, I never put on the clown makeup. Why do you think people are
You are a clown, though, stupid.
so upset with me? Because I refuse.
No, people are upset with you because you're a piece of shit human being. You suck. You suck as a YouTuber. You suck as a person. You're the worst. I don't think I've ever seen anyone that got me this like feel this fucking negative. I've never felt this toxic to anyone. There are people who I don't agree with in life and all this other shit that I don't feel this negative about. You're the exception somehow. Somehow you get the really toxic side of me.
To engage with the clown attitude and the lolcow shit. I refuse. I'm not a lolcow. You can try as much as you'd want to try to spin it like that. I don't.
This is lolcow behavior, though. This is literal lolcow behavior.
Fit the textbook definition because I
What's the textbook definition? How do you know that if you're not a lolcow?
don't engage in it. I refuse to. I just want to be me and have fun
And also, wouldn't lolcows not know what a lolcow is because they never see themselves as a lolcow?
content with my community. Leave me alone. That's all I've ever wanted. But it's them that has me in their mouths. It's them that won't leave it alone because they think they can benefit by keep trying to drag me and my community down. Nah, we're still going to be here after all of this. You understand that? After all these people burn away and melt away and are gone and are forgotten, I'm still going to be here. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Alright, that's where we're gonna end this video. This video is long enough. Thank you for watching. This was quite the video. I was surprised that this is a 2-hour video. I'm surprised. Didn't expect that. Let's just go to his gamer channel. Oh, not DSO, DSP Gaming. Did he make a he did a recovery video. We're not watching that. You got a free view. Of course. Okay, he didn't say anything else. Nothing new here. What's live? My stream Sundays. No stream Sunday. See you Monday. And hope I'm better. July 29th. Well, I hope he's worse. I like that we keep these streams here. That's like the sad thing about DSP Reacts, since the streams are now membership things. All of the old streams he left are all privated. Sad day, but whatever. Maybe someday someone's gonna like re-upload it. Oh shit, Meerkat's live. Oh fuck. All right, thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time. And oh wait, I gotta play the clip. I gotta play this. As always, have a good week, have a good day. Hope to see you on the next one.
Time to skedaddle on out of here.
Bye-bye.